Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I've got a little bit of a thought update, not necessarily much of an update on my health or what the future holds, but on the subject of my health, I'm glad to say that I'm feeling much better. Every day a little bit better, so I'm not in as much pain or soreness or having as many little issues doing every little thing. I'm able to breathe fairly well now without much cramping or anything like that, so that's much appreciated. And my walking is fairly normal now, so if you didn't know that I was some, broken down person, you wouldn't think too much if you saw me walking along the sidewalk. So I'm grateful for even just those two functions right there and just the increased health and strength every day. And in fact, today I was blessed to be able to go out and run some errands. That happened the last few days, but today I actually stopped by a couple's house from my church, and they had some nice things for me. And I stopped by the world famous Foothill Gym, and there were some things there for me. So I'll just show you guys a little bit. I feel kind of like I just won second place in a Wheel of Fortune. I just got some supplements and drinks and juices and breath mints. I hope that's not, a sign from one of my clients that I need to change something there. So going out and getting some nice things and people just continuing to bless me with time and offers and food and drinks and all kinds of wonderful things. Everyone has been so great. And I know I keep saying that, but it's true. And there aren't enough words for me to express how wonderful and thoughtful everyone has been. It's been, so amazing just seeing how many people have responded to my situation. I just appreciate it so much. And it's just an absolute sign that God is using people in this situation. And, I'm a recipient of such blessing. It's just incredible. So again, to everyone, thank you so much for everything. And now shifting gears to the religious stuff. This morning I got an email from a client and a friend of mine, and it was a really great reminder about something, one of the stories from the Bible. There were these three guys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, lived a long time ago in a foreign kingdom. And basically, they upset the king. They wouldn't do something the king had mandated, and so they were to be punished by death. Death by burning alive in a furnace. So these guards took these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and threw them into this furnace. And the furnace was so hot that the guards that threw them in actually died from the heat. But after a moment or two in the furnace, the king looked inside and he said, "Aren't there three men that were thrown in the furnace? I see four." And if you know the story, you know that the fourth man that was in the furnace with them was Jesus. And he was in there protecting them from the heat, from death. And they weren't burned, and they were brought out, and so on. You can read the rest of the story. It's in the book of Daniel in the Bible. It's a great story. So the observation from that story is not that God rescued them or save them from the circumstances, but he was with them in the circumstances. So oftentimes as people, we just want to avoid pain and hardship and suffering, and that makes perfect sense. It's understandable. People don't want to experience hardship and pain. But oftentimes the best thing for us is to experience the trial and the hardship. So our prayer oftentimes is better spent, Lord, be with me in this circumstance, be with me in this trial, rather than save me from it, because there's so much fruit that can come out of the trial and the experience that we wouldn't have otherwise. Which kind of leads me into a greater point. So I'll take myself, for example, being in this situation now. Admittedly, I don't want to have to go through this. I don't want to be where I am. I'm not enjoying it as great as and supportive as everyone has been. I don't want to be in this situation, but I am, and so I just have to get up every day and deal with it, and whatever transpires, so be it. And my prayer has been, Lord, heal me, save me from this situation, just like anyone else would. But he didn't. I'm still here. And of course, a person who might be of a different faith or no faith at all might say, well, you claim to worship this God. Why doesn't he heal you? If he can heal you, why doesn't he? And to that, my immediate response would be, I don't know. I don't know why. He could, certainly, but he hasn't. But I can suppose, and I'll share those suppositions with you right now. there are a lot of people I've come to find that are kind of watching this situation. A lot of people have come to find out about me and this illness I'm having to go through. And it's not because I'm really advertising it. I mean, I'm making these little videos and I've asked people for prayer, but I'm not renting billboards or commercial spots to say, hey, check me out. But yet somehow I keep finding about more and more people who are contributing, who are helping me in some way, who are donating resources, and it's been awesome. And the magnitude has been really humbling. So if God would have honored my initial prayer to be healed at my surgery with no further treatment necessary, the more people are being made aware of this and touched and affected in a way, it just wouldn't have been the case. And there's this line of thought that the more dire the circumstances are, the bigger the miracle can be. And so as God continues to, I want to say drag this out, but as God continues to work in the situation, and more people are aware of this, and more people are aware of, me, this, some guy, the more opportunity there will be for people to see when God does something big. And will he? I don't know. I don't know what God's going to do. He hasn't, made me privy to that. He could, and I hope that he does. I really do. But I don't know yet. But the more and more people that are kind of taking part of this, because at this point I don't even consider this, just my situation. A lot of other people have a part in it. People who have just prayed for me and visited me and been so great. This is a part of their journey too. And so if God does something amazing, it's not just going to be, God did something in Aaron's life. Anybody's aware of this, they can look to this situation, they can look to this experience, and they have a piece of it, and they can see what God is doing for themselves. So it's not just, me telling people blah, 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 Bible stuff, Jesus stuff. They get to see it firsthand. You get to see it firsthand as you watch some of these videos and see what God is doing. So why didn't God heal me? I don't have the most direct answer for that. But I believe that he's doing something. And I believe that anybody else who knows what's going on here is a part of that. And it's an amazing thing to be a part of, and I look forward to some good things. So, God didn't just pick me up and pluck me out of a field and put me here and say, okay, you have to bear this. God has brought me to the place where I am. God has shown his faithfulness to me in previous trials, previous circumstances and hardships. He's shown himself faithful so that when I get here, it's not just blind or stupid faith saying, oh my gosh, some spiritual being in the sky, please heal me, take care of me. No, it's someone that I've come to trust, someone that I've come to know. It's a little bit like the people you ask to take you to the airport. You have people that you like and you like to hang out with, and they're friends, but you wouldn't ask them to take you to the airport, right? They're just not airport ride worthy. And then you have the people you can ask them to take you to the airport because you know that they're going to be there on time and they're going to get you there. They're reliable, they're faithful, and they've reached that point in your life because they've proven themselves time and time again. It's a bit of a microcosm, but in this situation, God has proven himself faithful and reliable and trustworthy. He's got me through many, many situations and trials before, and that's why I trust that in this situation, he's going to get me through this as well. So, blind faith, it's simply not applicable in this type of situation. It's Jesus with me in the fire. It's Jesus with me in the recovery room. It's Jesus with me at appointments and anything that there is to come. And again, it's kind of exciting because I've seen his faithfulness in the past. I'm excited to see his faithfulness now and what he's going to do. And again, just that so many other people have become a part of my experience and my journey, that other people get to see what the Lord is doing here too. And again, as weird as it might sound, it's really an exciting kind of thing. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. So again, thank God and thank all of you for just all of your care and your concern. I appreciate all of it, and I look forward to having a great report soon.